Hi everyone, today I'm going to be taking you through the circle of fifths and key signatures. So the circle of fifths that we can see here is a great way to understand harmony and the relationships between different keys. It can help us work out our major and minor key and the relative keys to each other. For GCSE, you need to know up to 3 sharps and 3 flats. So what is a key signature then? A key signature, as we can see on the outside of the circle here, tells us how many sharps or flats are going to be in each key. So it says for GCSE, you need to know up to 3 sharps and 3 flats. So what it means by that is that the top of the circle, or the semicircle here, is what you will need to know for the exam. Okay, so I have this brilliant video, Circle of Fifths, in the style of Circle of Life, but I won't play that for you now. We'll go on to working out the next key, and I will link the Circle of Life / Circle of Fifths video for you to enjoy and sing along to in the description. So, how do I work out the next key? Here we have an empty circle of fifths. So we have a C at the top here. We know we've got a C at the top. To get to the next key over here, we have to count up 5 notes starting from C. So here we have C. Let's count up 5. C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so this next key we know is going to be G. So now we need to count up 5 notes from G to work out the next slot around the circle. G, A, B, C, D. Brilliant. So we know that this one is going to be D. Let's try another one. Starting on D and counting up 5 notes. D, E, F, G, A. Great. So we know that we have, going back to the top of the circle, we have C, up a perfect fifth to G, up another 5 notes to D, up another 5 notes to A. Okay, so we are focusing on just this top bit of the circle. So now we need to work out how on earth to go backwards. So what we're going to do is count down 5. When we're going to the right, we count it up. When we're going to the left, we count down. So from C, we need to work out what this key is going to be here. So C, B, A, G, F. That means this key is going to be F. Excellent. So now we need to work out what the key here next to F is going to be. So we have to make sure that this is a perfect fifth. What that means is we need this to be a perfect interval between F and the next key. All of the other keys were. So we need to make sure this one is a perfect fifth away. Not just a fifth, not a diminished fifth, none of those. A perfect fifth. So F here, let's count down starting from F. F, E, D, C, B. Now we get to B. Okay, but we know in the key of F major, we have a B flat. So if we were to go F to B, as was shown in our counting, that wouldn't be a perfect fifth. That would sound quite strange. So this is going to be a B flat. Now we'll go over that again later, so don't worry if you're not too sure. Now we need to make sure the next key next to B flat is also a perfect fifth. Perfect meaning a fifth that works really well, it sounds nice, and it isn't a minor sound. So we have B flat. Let's take that down 5 notes? It might help us to count if we take away the flats for now. B, down, A, G, F, E. Now I took away the flats earlier, now I can just put them back in. So we were going from B flat and we got to E, so I just need to flatten that. So we have E flat. Let's go over those again just to make sure it's clear. We have C at the top here. We are going down 5, or what is known as a perfect fifth interval. C, B, A, G, F. So this key is going to be F. Then we're going down another perfect fifth. F, E, D, C, B flat. Remember that's B flat because B flat is in the key of F major. Then we are going down another perfect fifth. B, A, G, F, E. Because that was flat, this is now going to be flat. So let's talk about how we know what the key signature is going to be for all of those keys. So this is a great way to remember how many sharps or flats are in each key. So for a sharp key, we can remember Father Charles goes. The reason why I've cut out the rest is because we need to focus on 3 sharps and 3 flats for the exam. Now for the flat keys, to the left of our circle, we can use battle, ends, and. So sharps, to the right of our circle, Father Charles goes. Flats, to the left of our circle, battle, ends, and. Okay, so I want you to think about this. If C major has no sharps or flats, how many will G major have? Let's go back to our circle of fifths. If C major at the top here has no sharps or flats, how many will G have? Bearing in mind, this goes up in equal amounts of sharps. Take some time to pause the video here and see if you can work out how many sharps are in G major. Oops. Okay, well done. If you got that, G major will have 1 sharp. How do we know what sharp that is? Well, we go back to the sharps. We know that G major has 1 sharp. So if we use this acronym to help us, Father Charles goes, our first sharp, or our first word, is father. So that means our sharp is going to be F. So in G major, we will have an F sharp. So in our next key, remember we are going up in sharps, up in a key. So G major, our next key, perfect fifth up, is D major. So what sharps will we have in D major? We know that we will have 2. So that's going to be F for father and C for Charles. Our next key up is A major. And we know that we're going up in sharps, so that is going to be Father Charles goes. That means we're going to have F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. This works the same way for flats. So, if you have your circle of fifths handy, I'd like you to add the sharps and flats to that circle of fifths and see how well you do. Another important thing about key signatures is working out the relative minor. Because if we go back to the very beginning, we can see that each key signature has 2 potential keys, 1 major version and 1 minor version. So, how we work out a relative minor key from a major key is this process. We will count down 3 semitones. So for example, C major, to work out the relative minor of that, we would go from C, where you can see this arrow here, down one semitone to B, down another semitone to B flat, and then to A.